Hey friends, it's Holly. Welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. Subscribe, like if you liked all that YouTube stuff down there. So we're kind of a mess today. My hair's still wet. I went to put some eye makeup on, and my allergies went early. You might want to rethink that. So I did. And so no eye makeup because the allergies. But anyway, today we're going to do a soup bowl cozy. Our October family dinner was last weekend, and it was Halloween themed, and it went super well. The buntings, if you're curious, fell off the chair every time. So cute. It looked real cute, but not practical. So anyway, the next family dinner is Thanksgiving themed, and every year on Thanksgiving, I give the grandchildren a bag, a pretty big bag with Christmas pajamas, a blankie, because they love a blankie, something to love, which is like a plushie of some kind. We started out giving holiday movies, but we've now moved to books, and they don't need to be holiday books, just books for the kids to read. Oh, and a Christmas ornament. That's it, a Christmas ornament. So that it begins December with the holiday experience, and that they can enjoy the winter holidays right from the beginning all the way through to the end. And this year I decided that I wanted to do something little, not, major, for the adults. So for the guys, I chose soup bowl cozies. And if you've got anybody on your list that you need a quick Christmas, birthday, any kind of something, these are so good. I only have one here at home, and I will be making more because I use that thing. I should confess that they're intended for the microwave to keep the heat from whatever you're microwaving, but I use them for ice cream because it keeps the cold off the ice cream, and you put the ice cream in the bowl, and then you eat your ice cream. Hey friends, this is Editing Holly. That just made no sense. I don't know what was going on in my brain, but anyway, you use the soup bowl cozy so that your hands are protected from the heat of the bowl in the microwave. So you can put the bowl into the cozy, put it into the microwave whatever it is, take it out, and you can handle it without hurting your hands. The same theory with the ice cream. You put the ice cream in the bowl in the cozy, and your hands don't get cold with the ice cream. I'm hoping the rest of this video does not go like that. Minute and a half just went. But thanks. Bye. So yeah. So anyway, we're gonna just sort of walk through this. We're gonna start with cutting it out and what we need. The only even remotely, I don't even want to say complicated because it's not, but if you've never done a dart, which is what these little seams, you can see these, it's what causes the bowl to kind of poof up. If those are new for you, we will do that. And so let's get to it. Let's make us some bowls. Okay, so what we need here to make our soup bowl cozy is a pattern, some fabric. It calls for 10-inch squares, which makes a layer cake a super great opportunity. No cutting, just the layer cake. I chose the Mammoth Flannel by Robert Kaufman. It's in shades of black with a little bit of red. That you will also need your rotary cutter, especially if you're not using a layer cake, and also to cut out your batting pieces. You'll need some shears. If you've got a purple thang, that comes in real handy. You're also going to need 2 pieces of batting, 10-inch square. Apologies for that break, had a phone call. So, 2 10-inch pieces of batting. It must be cotton. Everything must be cotton. Especially if you're intending to put it into the microwave. I generally just take the bowl out of the microwave and put it in the cozy, but you can put them in the microwave as long as everything's cotton. So no polyester, no Insulbrite, cotton. So on one of those pieces, you're going to do a bunch of lines, basically. And this is probably what took me the longest and is a hair tedious, but worth the effort to do because it makes the sewing so much easier with these lines to follow. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a video here of me creating this grid on a piece of batting, and you're going to want to create these grids on both pieces of the batting that you have, both 10-inch squares. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to use a friction pen, but it just happens to be what I've got closest at hand. It does not need to iron out or wash out. No one will ever see it. So if you just want to use a pen or a marker or whatever, matters not. So you need to fold it in half and find the center points on all 4 sides. Okay, this flannel sheds a lot, but it's okay. So then you're going to take a straight edge and you're just going to across that way, and then across this way. And then we're going to go to the diagonal. Now the first one I did, I completely obsessed over making sure that all the lines intersected directly in the middle. I am not going to do that because it doesn't matter. It would be good if it did, but not the end of the world. It's just giving you a guide. As you can tell, I am not a perfectionist. Okay, so now that we've created this little, whatever this is, we're going to go to each of the 4 sides and we're going to take the ruler and line up any inch, doesn't matter, with the line and mark 1 inch on each side. All the way around. Trying to stay mindful of keeping everything in frame. Because when it's in the overhead, I can't see it. Okay, so now we're going to take the ruler and we're going to go 2.5 inches up on each one of those lines and just make a mark. All right, we got our marks. Now we're going to take the ruler and start at the top mark and line up the bottom with that bottom mark. And we're going to make a line. And these are going to be our darts. Darts are kind of a good thing to know how to do. They're not difficult, but like anything else, the first time you do it, you're kind of like, what? Wait, did I do that one right? Yep, okay. We're almost there. Okay, so getting some pins, and so now I have two 10-inch squares that have got all this going on, and I've got two 10-inch squares for the outside. So in my case, this flannel is the same on both sides. But you're going to want to take your batting and put it to the wrong side of one of those squares. Now, there's two ways, well, there's three ways we can do this. We can go rogue, not pin it at all, just go for it. I'm not that person. I'm not a perfectionist, but I like things to stick together. The second thing that we could do, and which is not a bad idea, is to use some 505 temporary adhesive and glue it down. That would work. Or the easiest and quickest way is to just grab your pins and throw in a few pins. I pin. Well, I use the adhesive fairly often too, but the point I'm making here is that I have a lot of friends who are sewers and do not pin. And I don't think that there is, as far as I know, any kind of award or, I don't know, recognition for being able to do great without pinning. I think you just got to do you, and if you're more comfortable throwing some pins in there, then that's what you ought to do. So, that was one. Now, you don't need to watch me do that all over again. So, I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and I am going to sew this line, this line, this line, and this line. So, the medial crossovers and then the diagonals. Try to stay in the line if you can, but it isn't going to be the end of the world if you don't. So after I get all that done, I'll be back. Okay, I changed my mind because we're going to go right from here to the darts, and we'll just do it all in one video. So stubborn. there we go. We have all of our lines stitched and we're ready to do our darts. So these are the darts. You're just going to fold it up along that stitching line. I like to align my corners, which is kind of weird because the batting is not completely even, but and then I stick a pin to keep things from going a little crazy, and you just keep doing that. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay. You just keep doing that until you have all 4 of your darts pinned. And 4. I love these pins, by the way. I don't even know who makes them, but they're really, really sharp, and the iron can't melt or does not melt them. So now we're going to find the peak. I start at the peak. You can start at the bottom if and that might be more the correct way. I don't know. But I just start at the peak. Back tack just a little bit. Back tack at the end. You got a dart. There it is. I'm gonna do another one. And there we go. So I'm not going to force you to sit here and watch me do all 4 of them, but when you get them all done, you're going to want to take your shears or your rotary cutter and just trim them down. Trims the bulk out of there, makes everything lay nicer. So once you have done this to all of your both of your pieces, you've done all your darts, then we're going to sew them all together. So I'll be back. So we've got 2 pieces all done up, seams sewn, darts sewn, everything's happy, happy, happy. So now we're going to get out the dreaded pins again for those unpinning people, you rogue sewers, you crazy folks. I'm just kidding, you know. I have not the skill set, so I'm a little jealous. In fact, I'm going to be perfectly honest and tell you that the bottom layer of this soup bowl sandwich I did go rogue on, and it just proved that I need a pin. I don't got the skills. So we've got it all pinned together. Well, kind of, almost, if you don't count the 4th side. So what I'm going to do now, off camera, is I am going to stitch the whole thing all the way around using a 3/8 inch seam, leaving maybe this much. Can you see what no, you can't. This much open to turn it. And then we will meet again at the overhead, and I will turn it and show you what happens then. So here we go. We've got our sewn together piece, we're gonna trim up those corners, being careful not to cut through seams. Also, the pattern suggested that after you're finished, you go along and every inch or so, you just give it a little snip. And that is supposed to make turning it a little easier. I don't know if indeed that happens, but only takes a second, so why not? Because I'm using flannel, turning is somewhat of an aerobic activity, I have to say. It's a lot of heavier fabrics. Using regular cotton, quilting cotton would probably be a little easier. See, went rogue on that one. Look what happened. But it's all good. So where did my opening go? There it is. So I reached through and tried to grab the diagonal corner down here and give it a pull. This time I left plenty of space. Just kind of manhandle the corners out there. And then found my purple thing. It hides. I use the square side and just keep working that fabric out until you get something that resembles a corner. And one down. One looks good. One needs a little more prompting. There we go. And then, whoops. Well, that can happen. This one will be mine. So now we're just going to pin that space that we left open for turning, which is easier said than done. And then I'm going to go back to the machine and I'm going to stitch about 1/4 of an inch all the way around the outside, and then we should have a finished bowl cozy. Now I don't know if it is because I'm using flannel, but I have not felt the need to press anything. So I'm guessing that if you're just using regular quilting cotton, you are going to want to press, especially now after you get it all turned like it should be, or any other time that you just feel like a good pressing will help it look better. But flannel, it appears, does not require that. That's one. Okay, going to the machine. And ta-da! A bowl cozy. Super fast and fun and a great gift. Just to stick your bowl in there, and look how cute that is. I think any person really that uses the microwave to warm things up is going to love this. I was thinking of college kids who like eat so much from the microwave. And you can throw them in the washer and in the dryer, and boom, a gift. So now so far I have 3. This one, even though it poked through the corner, you can't even really tell, but I'm still going to keep it for mine. But anyway, I'd like to give a quick shout out to the fabric manufacturer. This fabric is so soft and would be extremely quilt worthy in my mind. Again, it is Mammoth Flannel, Robert Kaufman. So, I don't feel as though tutorials are probably my best videos. I'm learning. I'm learning, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. But I, as always, will link stuff down below, especially the pattern. If you're looking for a gift idea, I think it's a good one. So that's it for this week. Be well, be safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.